Hello everyone, this is Jason Mugabe, Meso Invesco team leader, and I'm here to explain and talk about Twilight project in Zirobwe. Twilight project is a self-build project. We're going to explain how we were able to own a 3-bedroom house on 11.5 decimals in a very beautiful environment at 92 million. A house that would cost you about 200 million if you were to buy from a developer. Because I explained that a developer is going to look at his markup because he's an investor. When a developer invests in 100 million in a property, he expects to earn at least 50% return on investment, and that's how real estate works. Even you, when you buy land at 10 million, you are looking at, if you are to resell, you want to earn maybe 50%, you can resell it at 15 million. And with real estate, people earn up to 300% return on investment. You may buy a property at 10 million and you are able to sell it at 30 million. So, how is this going to work? We are looking at coming together as a group, take advantage of economies of scale, like we've been doing for the last 9 years while buying land, and be able to have these houses at 92 million, a house you would buy at 200 million. So we have identified, or we have invested in 5 acres of land in Zirobwe, and with 5 acres getting 11.5 decimals, we are able to get 40 plots of 11.5 decimals. Now with 11.5 decimals for 40 plots, we are looking at mobilizing 40 people if everyone is to take one plot and have a home on 11.5 decimals. So we are at mobilizing Uganda living in diaspora to buy into this idea. If you are able to mobilize 40 people, each taking a house, and they're able to buy into the idea of pooling the resources or contributing monthly, then we're able to have a house at 92 million in only 3 years. Within 3 years, we shall have finished all the 40 houses. How is it possible? I said in 5 acres, of course there are more than 5 acres, but remember we also have to have amenities and some members have already bought. So we have 5 acres which we have earmarked for this project, and from our calculations and our research, we came up with this, what I'm going to explain now. From 5 acres, we're able to get 40 plots of 11.5 decimals. That means we shall have 40 homes on 5 acres. Now, for 40 people, looking at is they are going to work as a group so that we're able to have these houses at half price or market value. So if you look at 40 and each of the 40 people contributes 0.3 million, we're able to have 92 million in a month. For 92 million, we are able to have a complete house every month. You look at, if the 40 people religiously pay or contribute 2.3 million per month, we are able to mobilize 92 million per month, and 92 million puts up a fully complete house. Imagine if you're able to mobilize 92 million every month to put up a house. And remember, we are saying this project is a 3-year project. In 3 years, we have 36 months. Now, 36 months, if you are able to build a house every month, we have 36 houses. But remember, we are into business, and we're saying we shall have the 40 houses done in 3 years, but from where you are seeing they can be 36 if you are to build a house every month. And with this calculation, it is about now kicking out the property developer who would need a markup on their project, on their investment. Of course, with the developer, I told you, the developer needs a return on investment, and they always look at 50 to 100% return on investment. So when we are taking advantage of economies of scale, the 40 people pulling 2.3 million per month, we are able to kick out the vendor. So you are able to have a house at 92 million. Now I'm going to show you how we are going to avoid paying huge taxes while buying fully complete homes. And of course, it is indirect to a buyer, but the developer or the seller always considers it. If a house, let's say, let me try to explain this. If I myself invested money in buying land, I invested money in building a home, I will definitely expect to earn return on investment. So the markup I will look at is 50% and above. So after now looking at 50% and above return on investment, I also look at how much URA will tax me as income tax after sale. So let's say a house is 100 million. That's what I invested in, and I put it on market. So when I put it on market, that means I will look at what ULA will charge me. If they are going to charge me income tax and it's going to be 30 million, I also include it. So it will cost 180 million. And of course, if I need 180 million from a client, I will not ask for 180 million. I'll ask for 200 million so that I leave that gap of negotiation. So if we negotiate, we can come down to 190 million or 185. And that's how it works. So you find a house that costs 100 million, you are going to buy it at 185 or 200 million because you have to pay tax and you have to pay profits for the investor who invested in money to build. So those are things we want to first avoid. We are going to avoid paying that tax on a property we are going to buy, and also paying the developer those huge profits. Of course, from the other situation now, how are we going to avoid paying huge taxes on these properties, and yet it is one developer who's going to build them? This is how it is going to work. Because we know we are looking at affordable housing, and of course having this house at 92 million, we are looking at the initial deposit of 10 million or 20 million for people who want homes at 100 by 100 or 23 decimals to be a cost of a plot of land. So you will have to pay initial deposit of 10 million or 20 million, and after paying that initial deposit, we are able to process the title into your name. Now when you process the title into your name, and by the time we start construction, we construct on the title which is into your name, we are able to avoid the costs or the tax. And of course, if we develop these properties or these homes on a single title, or in titles which are still in the company name, but on the time of transfer, if you are to transfer this property into your name, we shall have to pay tax to URA, of course. And there is no way you can avoid that, because when you are transferring a property, government valuer must value the property, and they charge you tax. So to avoid that, we are saying this is a self-build project. You are building. We are able to avoid this tax because now it is you building. So taking advantage of economies of scale in this project means that we are going to have 40 houses in one location, and of course building 40 houses in one location, that means we shall be buying building materials in bulk. Now, if you have 400 million, from the beginning I said when the initial deposit is paid of 10 million from each of the 40 members, we're able to start construction as we keep topping up with 92 million monthly contribution. So the 400 million, we have the 400 million. We're not going to buy 10 barrels of cement or 5, no. We're going to have these building materials in bulk. And those are some of the things that help us. Of course, it is different from if one is building one house. Now, members who are asking if we are able to support them build houses on their pieces of land, the pieces of land they already own in different locations. it now becomes higher, or it goes back to what we're trying to avoid. For example, if we have homes, or if we have land in different locations and we're going to construct homes in different locations, it's going to be hard for us to bring these costs down. Because someone in Mukono, if you are to buy building materials, let's say cement, of course we will not buy a trailer and put it in Mukono, we are going to build one house. But if you are building 40 houses in one location, you are going to have these building materials in bulk. Another thing is about some of the building materials like wheelbarrows, wood. It becomes costly if you are building one, because if you are the wood I use in Mukono and the wheelbarrows and so, we shall not take them to Wakiso. But if we are building in the same location, we are going to reuse these building materials to other houses. I hope you understand me, how this cost comes down. And let's say, for example, in Zirobwe, you know where that's where the sand comes from, meaning the building materials, for example, sand. And of course, sand now plays a big role, because we're going to use sand to make our blocks. We're going to use sand in the construction, and now we are saying this sand is we get it from Zirobwe, meaning the cost of a Sinotruck in Zirobwe is cheaper, because these Sinotrucks also consider the fuel they are going to charge, the fuel and of course the mileage or tea and wear. So we bring down costs of construction considering all that. Now members were saying we can help them build on the same cost. It is impossible. Actually, it is next to impossible, because you look at if I'm going to supervise 40 houses in one location, I will drive single route to the site, look at all the 40 houses or 40 projects, drive back. But now one house is in Mukono, another house is in Mpiji, another house is in the Mityana, and then Kachiri. You look at the cost of fuel alone, time, and all other costs involved. It becomes costly. So that one we can construct, but it can't be on the same rate. Then also another question was about if someone is able to enter a house once they pay initial deposit and they keep paying monthly. From the explanation we had from the beginning, I hope this question was answered, but I can clarify more. You cannot have a house after paying the initial deposit of 10 million, and for you stay in it, then start paying monthly. If that was to happen, then you cannot have that house at 92 million. And actually, those who are in real estate development, real estate industry, they know. Even a condominium, you cannot pay initial deposit and you're able to have an apartment and start staying in it. If it was a rent-to-own project, then you would pay at least 50% of the total cost of the house. Now, when you pay 50% of total cost, you are able to have a house and stay in it. But that also works when a developer has bigger markup. Probably the 50% you pay is the cost of the construction plus some small profit, and they leave you to keep paying, yet you are just paying their profits. But in a case where we are saying it is self-built, and we build these houses from contributions you people pay, because when it is self-built, you are building the house yourself. What we are helping you is to manage the site and manage the projects. So that is impossible, because we are not having big markup on this project. So let us do this. We are able to have these houses in decent communities, and of course everyone will live a happy life. Thank you.